It's me, Neon B. Shalee. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by to listen to me ramble. Bars. What's up? What's up? What's up? I wanna, see how you doing. How you doing? Check yourself. See how you doing. You alright? You okay? I'm being nice right now because Mama be going off, honey. But my last video, I pretty much talked about, the stars versus religion. And in that video, I pretty much talked about how uh, our religious leaders use distractions to get their point across. And I spoke about how in the book, in the Bible, it is dual. Well, I guess I'm here to make it clear that it's dual teachings in the Bible. I spoke about how the Bible was brought here and why it was brought here, to put the collective in lockstep on one accord. A book to follow, a book of standards, um, things like that. I also talked about um, who brought it here. To give us all a better understanding. So trust and believe. When I talk about this, I'm not talking about a conspiracy theory. I'm talking about a forming of a nation. Okay, that split from a nation overseas, the Europeans, who the wealthy lived in the 1600s on kings and queens and servants and peasants and things like that. So, of course, the rich, the wealthy had the best of the best, and they ruled through religion. And when religion was not, first they ruled with money, and then they ruled with religion. And so, um, when religion started to become a, a battle, many wars, um, of course, people were ready to break off. And so people came to this land um, with the concept. So let me kind of break it down. Like, say you are a manager at a store, and but you have someone over you, you know, and one day you finally get to have your own store. So then you run your store how you want to run it, within the guidelines. So that's the concept here, is that we over here tight. We tight. If you look at some of the customs of the 1600s, it was like, you know, there were servants, there were bedmates, people were groomed to be the wife or the queen, and their children were groomed to be together, the prince and the princess. And they had no control over any of that. They had no control over what age. They had no control over if they loved the person or not. They had to go with whatever, you know. So you look at it today and you do that over here, it's like, well, you're prostituting your daughter, because that's kind of what they did. They groomed those little girls to be wives, to submit to their husbands, and whether they were loved or felt love or not, they were to stay there. They were made to stay there, and watch their husbands be with other women to produce an heir. They had men who watched over the women who they made eunuchs. Yes. Cut off private parts because you are to guard the queen or the princess. So the customs of those days was just outrageous. So yeah, they was trying to get away. They was trying to find another land, and needed the resources of the castle, and so they ventured out for other lands in a new world and bumped into this land. And so they brought this book, the Holy Bible, and they taught it feverishly. But it's the book has dual teachings. So, or several teachings, depending on how you look at it. But it has so much leeway that you can pull from it what you need. And as a child, let's say, for myself, up until the age of 18, I believed it. Yeah, I believed it. My back is itching, but I'm not about to stop this video. Like, but so yeah, I believed it. And then after 18, lived my life, did what I wanted. Still had an inkling of the the power that was I felt like was ever present. And I hung on to like minuscule power because I wasn't even, to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about that. But when things would happen in my life, when things would transpire in my life, when things would work out for me, I would be like, that was God. Because I knew. I knew it was something. I knew it wasn't me. I knew it was something greater than me that was saving me. That saved my life several times. That sometimes I felt like picked me up from a spot and put me over there. Like those were the feelings that I had in my what Christians will call in my mess. When I was talk about golden, honey, living a life like it's golden, honey, that I would feel like once it was all over, I would feel like, man. And then, so I grew up spiritually. About 7 years ago, and I'm just chilling. I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? Like I am about to scratch my back. I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, I'm sorry if y'all hear that heat. I meant to cut it off. But I just realized like it was something. So about 7 years ago, I um I decided to leave uh Chicago. I'm from south suburbs of Chicago, and I decided to leave. So I was like, just doing what life called me to do. And inadvertently, what was doing was I picked the path. So technically, I knew where I was going on the map, but I didn't know where, you know, the divine was leading me. I didn't know. But I know I consciously made a decision to be better. I consciously made a decision to be a good person. Um, I consciously made a decision that I wasn't going to treat people a certain way, and that I wasn't going to look down on people. And it was like that uh that that path I was going on, where just to be a better person. You hear it all the time. I'm just gonna want to be better than I was yesterday. And so that path brought me to this path, because I was like, okay, uh I got to this level, you know happy, enjoying life, being able to take care of myself, because that's what I left for. I left for my independence. I was like not independent. That's the best way I could put it. I was I always thought that a man should take care of you. I had that concept in my head. Um and so I wasn't independent. And I was like, man, I could do it. I'm gonna be independent. So So yeah, I left Chicago and I started on this, path of, being good, and Christian folk will say path of righteousness, except for I didn't follow those rules. I'm just saying, you know, um, to be upright, you know, and it was like that got me so far, and then I went through my dark night of the soul. And so, by me hearing it through religion, hearing that phrase through religion, um, once I bumped into it spiritually, I went back to religion to try to understand, because the spiritual learning that I was doing made me realize how biblical the steps sound. But then when I got back to listening to religious teachings, I I noticed what spirituality was, and how spirituality just broke it down. And it's not like learning it's not learning a system, it's learning yourself, you know so I would tell anyone that it's just learning yourself. Spirituality for me um is not a cult like. you know People tend to think, oh, they spiritual, they be over there doing something. I don't know. Because we are talked away from our spirit. We're talked away from what we feel. We are told how to feel. We are told how to act, how to present yourself to the world. And so, um, I was like, okay, Dark Night of the Soul, bet. What is this feeling? Cause I don't be feeling like this, and everything is going good. Like what is this? Like, why am I feeling like this? What's that? And so it's a I don't even think I told my friends, to be honest. Um, I went through it alone, but it affected like everything. Like it affected my work. It affected my relationships. It affected my friendships. It affected my personal feeling. Like like I would come home and I would sit in my car for an hour, and I would be like, why am I doing that? You know. And I had this regimen that I did since um since leaving Chicago. I took a bath every single day. And so what spirituality teaches you um is that you um try not to say it so it weirds you out, but you tap into through fire, through water, through air, through um earth. So earth meaning or being something like my black tourmaline that I wear now. This is a stone, crystal, whatever. So through earth, wind, fire, and air, you are connecting with and calling uh, spiritual deities, in um, without knowing it, And so I would do my little bath time, and I would just going through this dark moment, feeling depressed, feeling in a funk, feeling like something was going on that I didn't know how to handle it. And just start listening to thing after thing after thing after thing. And anytime you're going through something low like that, you well, I learned, that I had to go and use something external to lift me up. And so that's what I did. Um, so it was everything. It was music. It was, I could remember just sitting there with headphones on, like not even hearing. I could hear the melody, and it was upbeat, but not even hearing the words. Not, just in it. To the point where I was like, okay, I got to start singing it because, and then it was like, I was just doing anything to get out of this dark night of the soul. And it's only a point where you feel so out of control that you can't pull yourself back into alignment. And so I made it my business to pull myself back into alignment. No, we are not. And once I got over that and realized that spirituality was teaching me about myself, how to talk to my spirit, how to let my spirit, because what you do is just living life ho hum hum drum, you lose yourself, you lose your true self, you know getting up every day, going to work. Okay, now I gotta pick the kids up. I don't have children, but I'm just saying, you lose yourself. Okay, let me go to school, let me volunteer, you lose yourself by doing all of these movements. Like, and so it had got to the point where I got myself so minimal in my life. I was like, 40 hours a week, I'm good. And the moment it's spent out of that, like, we got to work on Saturday, it would throw me all the way off. Because I had got myself so into what I thought was alignment. We got to work 2 extra hours. It would throw me all the way off. Like, all the way off. And that's when I realized, like, I'm having a moment. And I would be at work and I would be like, I'm going to be gone by April. I won't be here by April. I'm leaving in April. Because I started that job 2 years prior. And I just wanted to have the 2 years on my resume. And God, universe, source, whatever you want to call it, was like, oh no, you finna go now. And I'm like, wait, well, hold on, wait a minute. How am I gonna take care of myself? And it was like the force, the source, whatever was like, you need a break. You need to rest. And I was like, rest? I don't have nobody else to lean on because I have become an independent woman. And when I tell you, I leaned into my spirit, God, source, whatever you want to call it. Since last year, February, and everything, I don't want to get emotional on this camera, but everything has lined up and is working out in my favor. So when I say to you, trust source, know that there is a power greater than you that's in you, aids you, assists you, is around you, is listening to you. Y'all hear my bird? Oh my God. But yeah, I'm telling you, I do that all the time. I'm a Libra, so I'd be like, ooh, a butterfly. No, but source is here. You just have to, I gave a bit of my backstory, but that ain't half. But I wanted to just explain to you, and I have a threshold that I'm attempting to hit. I have a threshold that I'm attempting to hit before I start to teach what I have to teach. This is a breaking of what you've learned through this book, but asking you to keep the powerful parts of this book, because this book has very powerful tools. Not telling you to put it down, not telling you to stop going to church, not telling you to do none of that. I'm saying understand that there is a power that this book speaks about that was written by people. I'm about to repeat that till I get thousands. This book is speaking of a power by people, distributed by people, brought here by people, of a force, the source, a power that nobody ever seen. So understand that power is for your taking. Now, what I do have to say is, you are going to have to heal first. Because source ain't even gonna, talk back to you or talk to you or whatever until you heal those things. And it's not a everybody has their own personal journey. It's not anything major or big, or healing is just, when they say forgive and no guilt and, humble yourself and don't look down on people and, feel your connectedness, feel your connectedness to everything. When I say heal, I mean heal those things when you have those low vibrational thoughts. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still they get on my nerves. I can't stand them. But we ain't doing too much of that. I'm not doing too much gossiping. I'm not sitting on the phone for hours gossiping. I did it. And Spirit was like, no, I have something for you to do. I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, for one, start your business. hmm I had to do that because the book talks about dominating and subduing, and that you can do anything that you want to do. Jesus, if that's you, shall I come? Come. A power that you have, that you tap into, that you believe, that you feel, that you see, that you allow to hold you. At this point, I explain it to people like this: I'm in the passenger seat. I am in the passenger seat of my life. I am so very glad that I decided to take my hands off of it, take my mind off of it. We so scared. We so scared to let go. People habitually and comically say, Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah. Call it what you want. Source got the wheel. I'm kicked back chilling. With more than I had when I was working. Yeah. The freedom that source will allow you if you let go. You can't hold all of this. You cannot hold all of this. As much as you try. And look, when I eat, my family fed. So I just imagine women, single women with 2 and 3 kids. I just imagine men who decided to be the best father and take his kids. I just imagine for people who have to take care of elderly parents. One thing I took from this book: write the vision down. Make it plain. Because you are sending off a signal to source that this is what I want. This is what I'll have. Thank you for giving me that. I appreciate that. I'm grateful. So, baby steps. I was like, look here, girl. You done went off. You done said what you gotta say. And I'm gonna do it again. But I just want to talk to y'all. I just want to explain to you where this comes from, where my feistiness comes from, where this fire comes from. I'm a Leo rising. But yeah. Yeah. I just want to chill with y'all. And let you know, start with healing. When I say forgive, I mean forgive yourself. When I say stop the guilt trip, stop guilt tripping yourself. When I say stop looking down on other people, I'm telling you to stop looking down on you. When I say humble yourself, I'm saying be humble with yourself. We're always thinking about how we can make the next person feel okay, how we can make it all right for them. How are you doing? How are you? You okay? Check on yourself. Love yourself. Take time out. Stop. Look at yourself and love it. So, I'm going to get on out of here. And y'all know how I end my videos. You. Yeah, you. I see you. I love you.